Hello again, beautiful YouTube family. In this video, I'm going to talk about the upcoming full moon, which is happening on the 1st or 2nd of Feb, depending on where you live. And this month of February is such a potent, pivotal month. We start the fire horse year in February on the 17th of February, and this is going to be that last full moon before, like the last full moon of the snake year before we move into that fire horse year. So if you haven't seen my February monthly energy update, I really recommend you do that, just to get an overall view of what's happening this powerful month, where I feel like this is really the start of the new year of 2026. But this full moon being that last full moon to wrap up the snake year is really aligned with where it's happening in Vedic astrology, in the sign of Cancer, in this last star nakshatra called Ashlesha. And Ashlesha is really connected with a very similar energy to the snake. It's these divine serpent beings called Nagas who are really teaching us about that need to shed and release and transmute and transform ourselves. And there is this energy, because it is the last star of Cancer before Cancer moves into Leo. It's called Gandanta in Vedic astrology, where there is a karmic knot within us, and maybe several knots within us that are so tightly held and need to be untied and cleared and released. And like, we've relived generations of these knots. We've been living with these knots still present within us, and it takes so much to clear that. And when we have full moons in stars such as Ashlesha, it's an opportunity to clear some of these knots that have been really holding us back, especially because it is the last full moon of the snake year. This is such a pivotal time to help us clear, to release, to unravel all of these knots and these burdens, these limitations, like to really release whatever we can. And Cancer is, especially the star of Ashlesha in Cancer, is so powerful because it is the last star of Cancer. It is really mastering the energies of Cancer. It has the potential to master, and really has like so much wisdom accumulated from the whole sign of Cancer. And Cancer carries the wisdom of the moon, of the mother, of the feminine. So this real powerful intuitive wisdom. It's a very psychic star, and this psychic energy is giving us the insights that we really need, especially with the full moon. The moon is also going to illuminate to us what has been hidden and what we have hidden from ourselves, to really bring to light and give us the clarity and the insights that we need to clear what we need to. And also the strength and the emotional resilience and strength to feel into some of the shadows and the darkness and the repressed energies, because the sign of Ashlesha, I really see this in people that have this in their charts. And when I tap into the energies of this star, I can really see the gift of this star is to feel so deeply and intensely, and that depth of feeling, even of the darker, shadowy aspects of ourselves and of others and of life, is such a strength. And it is so powerful to be able to be so vulnerable and to feel that. Like, you need to feel those energies in order to heal. And I know that in society, it's not really honored as much to feel those heavier things. I feel that a lot of people honor this it's really spiritual bypassing that I see so much of in society, where it's not really honored and respected to feel and heal and to really express and to go through the uncomfortability of feeling your emotions. It's more so praised and honored and really like socially acceptable to numb yourself to your emotions and not feel and to push them away and to suppress, and that is what is normalized in our society. But with this star, we have the potential to really feel and to face our fears and our demons and our shadows, and it's a really powerful time to do shadow work, as well as physically clearing, decluttering your space, and just detoxing and fasting if you feel called to, or just, you know, setting the intention to have a healthier lifestyle in whatever ways. We all have addictions and habits and just patterns that we know aren't serving us, these loops that create those karmic knots that we have the opportunity now to loosen up, to untie, to unravel and release. And with this sign of Cancer, Ashlesha, as well, the shadow of being able to feel so deeply and intensely, it's that there is the potential to get stuck and trapped in these darker, heavier emotions, and to just be so immersed and consumed by it to forget that there is light, and to just be a bit too stuck and stagnant in that. And I'm not saying this in any way to tell any of you out there to stop feeling bad or sorry for yourselves, because it is so important and powerful to be able to feel. And I know that certain people can get over things quickly. Some of us take longer to process things, and it's not a level of strength in that if you're taking longer to process something that you are weaker. I actually see people who take longer to process things are sometimes the stronger ones, because it is deeper layers of processing and unraveling and understanding and wisdom and insights and clarity that they gain and that they need to gain, because they are just feeling deeper and needing to experience something and the contrast of something so much deeper to be able to integrate that shadow, so that they can share that healing with the world and with others. And maybe there's people that are going to come into their space that will need to hear their wisdom, or maybe they will just be so much more integrated and embodied with their shadow and in acceptance, full acceptance of it, through that depth of processing. So it's like really important to process, and obviously it's important to also then actively work on moving out of it, because whatever you focus on does grow. It's important to focus on what makes you feel good and happy, and to focus on moving your energy into more higher vibrational places. But sometimes we all need to face our emotions, the shadow ones, the ones that make us uncomfortable, and your body will tell you what you need to feel. Because if you feel uncomfortable, if you feel triggered, if something is coming up that is just making you feel any type of way, fearful, sad, angry, resentful, it's important to allow the space for yourself to feel that, and to, sometimes it's not even important to figure out why. Sometimes it's just literally allowing yourself to feel and to process and to allow that emotion to move through you. But sometimes it can help to also ask yourself why this is coming up, so you can really shift your reality and make sure you can align with better energies that don't make you feel that way again. This star Ashlesha really teaches us that it is so important to re-mother ourselves, Cancer being the mother, and through that mothering nurturance of really creating an emotional safety for ourselves by really being our biggest cheerleaders and loving ourselves and telling ourselves we're doing well when we are, and telling ourselves it's going to be okay when we're not feeling good. Like creating that emotional security and safety for ourselves, and nourishing ourselves with the right food, creating a sacred safe space for us to feel good and comfortable and safe is going to allow us to feel safe enough to feel and tap into the more shadow parts of ourselves and of our lives that are wanting to come up in this time for clearing. And there is so much coming up for clearing because this full moon is actually opposing, the full moon will always be opposing the sun, but it's also opposing Mercury, Mars, Venus, and Pluto, all in Capricorn at the time of the full moon in Cancer. So this energy of needing to transmute and transform ourselves and to clear out the karmic ties, this programming that we've been carrying for lifetimes, is also connected to Mercury, which is our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindset, our intellect, the way that we communicate to ourselves as well as to the world. It starts internally though, and Mercury is a big one actually, because Cancer being ruled by the moon, but Ashlesha is ruled by Mercury. So there is a massive lesson with Ashlesha about your mind versus your emotions, your mind versus your heart, and listening to your intuition and following how you feel in your heart and your body and your soul, versus your thoughts and your mind and overthinking, over analyzing and intellectualizing maybe how you're feeling, and maybe you need to feel more into your heart space and not be overthinking something. And yeah, that saying like think less, feel more is big and important. It's important to process your thoughts through journaling, through meditating, but it's also important to tap back into the wisdom of your body through movement, through yoga, through breath work, or like any sort of, like even dancing, sports, like just getting more into your body is also super important, and just making space to feel what is coming up in your body, because your body is a very important teacher, especially this month in February. And then the full moon is also opposing Mars, so it's bringing up our ability to take really authentically aligned action and to defend for ourselves and protect what is important to us, and to take actions towards what is authentically aligned with our truest self, our values, our goals, our priorities. And if it is not in alignment, just to see what that's about. The moon is also opposing Venus, so there's so much stuff coming up to do with our heart space. In my February monthly video, I talk about how this month is actually the tarot theme of the Hanged Man and the Empress. The Empress is ruled by Venus, and there's literally the sign of Venus on the card right there. And this theme of Venus, of being really free and open in our heart, is huge this month in February, and it's coming up, these karmic knots that have been holding us back and limiting us, and these patterns, these toxic patterns that we've been carrying over lifetimes, is to do with love and our heart space and relationships, and also money. Like Venus rules money, it rules our connection to our senses and like enjoying ourselves, having that sensual, pleasurable life. Like if anything is holding you back from that, and self-love, self-worth, self-respect, this full moon is really gonna illuminate all of that. and then it's opposing Pluto as well. So this is just like times 10 billion. Like Pluto is just gonna create so much change and transmutation. We're all undergoing a massive death and rebirth this month, and it's not a coincidence that we are literally starting the month with a full moon in such a point in the stars of Ashlesha, where we have the potential to clear programming that has been so stagnant within us for so long. We do have that potential to do that, but we also have the potential to get really stuck in the heaviness and the shadow. So just keep in mind, like, have self-care practices that you can do to pull yourself out of the shadows if you need to, and to just be really kind to yourself and connect with nature, ground, connect with the ocean if you can, because the ocean is so cleansing. Have a bath if you need to, like all of the self-love, self-care things that make you feel good and loved and nourished and nurtured. Do all of those things and be kind to yourself. And I know that, like, it is the next month of technically 2026, it's February, but really be kind to yourself if it has been slow, because that has been very intentional with the planetary energies. And what I see is that it should be a slow but very intentional time where we are making space for what is to come, because it is like a massive preparation. Things are going to speed up and move really fast, and in order for us to have that energy, we do need this sort of pre-preparation phase. And this month in February, we actually, I don't know if I mentioned this in my February video, but Mercury will be retrograding from the end of the month. So we will have that pre-shadow phase mid-month of February as well. So Mercury being the ruler of Ashlesha, our mind, our intellect, our thoughts, our belief systems, we are going back again to make sure and reflect on whatever needs clearing from the past, those dynamics that aren't really serving us, that we need to go back to reflect on some things in the past. Maybe people from the past will come up to really test us and to see if we have completed that cycle for this new beginning that is wanting to happen for us in 2026, moving into the fire horse year. The full moon is also trining Saturn and Neptune in Pisces, so that is a really, really powerful little, like, a extra support from these two super powerful planets. So Saturn is going to give us that really stern disciplinary strength to help us do what we need to, and Neptune is going to give us this creative clarity and insight and perception into what is truly going on. And yeah, any rose-colored glasses will be coming off in this month of February, especially starting from this full moon. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to share from my notes. Yeah, I hope that you all have a really powerful month, and good luck with this full moon. I wish you all so much love and nourishment, and I'm giving you all that motherly love and support. If you are going through something and you are struggling to feel that for yourself, I send you so much of that from me, and I hope that you feel that. And yeah, I am gonna make the new moon video now, and stay tuned for some of those insights. I have a lot to share about the new moon happening on the 17th of February, which is a really potent cycle. This this full moon to new moon cycle is super potent and powerful. And yeah, we have so much to look forward to. We're really being propelled into our most aligned, authentic, highest timeline. And oh yeah, before I end this video, I will just let you all know that I made a little ebook. It's 11 pages and it's a really beautiful book with quite a few journaling prompts and just some of my insights about 2026 and some advice on how to prepare for the year, and to really, I've called it the blueprint for embodying your highest self and your highest timeline. And it's 11 pages, it's $11. If you are interested, I will put my email details below and you can just send me an email and I can send it to you if you are interested. It is like a portal of wisdom in there. It's very channeled and it ends with a mantra that I really like for 2026, and just yeah, a few little nuggets of wisdom in there. So yeah, besides that, I will see you all in my next video. Let me know how you're all going. I love to hear everything, and yeah, see you soon.